Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping right in, taking the sources you shared and pulling out the key insights. We're focusing on a really beloved book, Jenny Han's The Summer I Turned Pretty. Our goal here is to unpack what happens, sure, but also, maybe more importantly, why this story hits home for so many people.
Exactly. That why is key. We're not just doing a plot summary. We want to dig into the emotional core, the themes running underneath, because it looks like a simple summer romance on the surface, right? But there's so much more about identity, loss, first love. It's complex.
Absolutely. And it starts right away with our main character, Isabel Conklin, Billy. She's 15 when this particular story kicks off. And her whole life, every single summer, she, her mom Laurel, and her older brother Stephen, they head to Cousins Beach. It's this tradition, more than just a place, really. They share a beach house there with Laurel's best friend Susanna and her two sons, Conrad and Jeremiah. So you've got Conrad, the older one. He's described as, well, quiet, serious a lot of the time, and he's the one Bailey secretly crushed on forever. Then there's Jeremiah. He's the fun one, super outgoing, golden retriever vibes maybe. And he's always been Belly's close friend, almost like another brother. This setup, these two families, the beach house, the brothers, Belly, it's the foundation for everything.
And what's really crucial, what the sources really highlight, is that this summer, it's different. It's the pivot point. Belly's physically changed. She's grown up. She's not just the annoying little sister tagging along anymore. She looks different, feels different, and I think importantly, she feels ready to be seen differently. Like maybe one of the boys might actually like her back. That shift, that's the spark. It sets everything in motion.
And you feel that tension immediately. Belly gets to Cousins hoping this is the summer Conrad finally notices her, really notices her. But something's off with him, big time.
Yeah.
He's distant, moody. It's obvious he's hiding something. It's not just teenage brooding, is it?
No, definitely not. And that wall he puts up, it's not just about his secret burden. For Belly, it's this really jarring introduction to the idea that, wanting someone doesn't mean they'll want you back or even be available if they do. It kind of forces her to look inward, doesn't it? Beyond just getting the guy, it makes her think about what she actually wants and needs. It really kicks off that self-discovery.
And right into that space comes the classic love triangle. Suddenly, Jeremiah, who's always been just a friend, starts looking at her differently, showing actual romantic interest. So she's caught between him, who's suddenly very present and interested, and Conrad, who, well, you can tell he feels something, but he just won't say it. He just pushes her away. Mixed signals galore.
And Jeremiah is such a clear contrast, right? He's open, he's affectionate, he's actually there for her emotionally, while Conrad is all closed off, guarded, pushing and pulling, and Belly navigating that. It's not just about picking Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah. It's really about her figuring out who she is away from them, defining herself outside of these boys who've always been there. It's messy, like first love usually is.
Yeah, super messy. And just to stir the pot a bit more, she has this brief thing with Cam. Remember Cam? Nice guy she meets at a bonfire. But the sources make it pretty clear he's mostly a distraction. Her heart's still tangled up with the Fisher boys. Though, do you think Cam serves a purpose beyond just being a detour? Like, maybe pushing Jeremiah?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I think so. Even if Belly's heart isn't with Cam, his presence definitely shakes things up. It forces Jeremiah to maybe step up, to actually say how he feels instead of just staying in that comfortable friend zone. So yeah, Cam might be temporary, but he influences the main dynamic. He pushes that triangle forward before he steps out, shows how interconnected everything is.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the big secret, the reason behind Conrad's moodiness and distance. Because eventually, Belly finds out the devastating truth. Susanna, the boy's mom, Laurel's best friend, she has cancer. And it's terminal. This is what Conrad's been carrying all summer, trying to keep it together for everyone else.
And oh man, that reveal just changes everything. Suddenly Conrad's behavior, the pushing away, the snapping, it all clicks into place. He's not just being a jerk, he's terrified, he's grieving. He's trying to soak up this last normal summer with his mom without ruining it for everyone. It's why he closes himself off, even from Belly, who he clearly cares about. It's his impossible burden.
And it connects so deeply to those bigger themes of family and loss. Susanna, she's not just a mom figure. She is Cousins Beach in a way. The sources call her the heart of the summer house. She embodies that magic, that innocence. So her illness isn't just her tragedy. It casts this huge shadow over everything, changing the whole feel of the summer. It signals like the end of childhood for all of them. It's heavy stuff.
It really is the end of an era, isn't it? That perfect summer bubble bursts. And for teenagers already dealing with all the usual angst and first love drama, to have that kind of real-world grief crash in, It forces a level of maturity on them. It definitely elevates the story beyond just who Belly ends up with. She's learning about life being fragile.
Definitely. And the emotional impact on Belly is just huge. Conrad keeps pushing her away, even when it's clear he cares. That's got to be so confusing. Then Jeremiah confesses his feelings, which adds a whole other layer of complexity. And she has to break things off with Cam because her head and heart are just completely elsewhere now. There's that really key scene, the fireworks scene. The sources really emphasize this one. It's where Conrad finally lets his guard down, just for a moment. They share this quiet, almost sad kiss. You feel the connection, but it's so bittersweet. And crucially, nothing's really resolved between them by the end of the book. It's still hanging there. It feels more like shared pain than pure romance, almost.
Absolutely. That whole period, that whole summer, is Belly's coming of age condensed. She gets first love, yes, but also real heartbreak, confusion, the weight of grief all at once. She's learning that love isn't simple, it's messy, like the sources say. It's tied up with hurt and things left unsaid. It's less about the choice between the boys and more about her own transformation. She's becoming someone new because of everything she's going through, especially Susanna's illness looming over them.
So the summer ends, it's over, and the book leaves things on that bittersweet note. Belly's definitely changed. She's matured, felt things deeply loved, lost, confusion. She's not the same girl who arrived at Cousins. And that final scene, Conrad just shows up unexpectedly in the fall. It's quiet, but it implies he does want to try, maybe. It leaves you hanging, wanting to know what happens next, which of course leads perfectly into the sequels. It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer.
Yeah. It's a smart ending. And looking back, the main takeaways are pretty clear, right? This is a coming-of-age story, first love, heartbreak, growing pains. But it digs deeper. It's about Belly finding her own footing, yes, but also grappling with this profound sense of loss around Susanna. That grief element really gives it weight. It shows how love and life are complicated, intertwined, not always pretty. It's about those bonds forged through shared joy, but also shared pain.
So why does it resonate so much? Well, the sources point to a few things. Those teenage emotions, the longing, the insecurity, wanting to be seen, they're just so relatable. The setting, too, that nostalgic summer vibe. Beach days, bonfires, it's evocative. Plus, Belly's growth feels earned, it feels real. And the way the story hints at the heavier themes, like Susanna's illness, that foreshadowing works really well. And some of the quotes highlighted really capture it, like, it's the imperfections that make things beautiful. That feels very true to the story. Or that question, would you rather live one perfect day or 1,000 ordinary ones? Makes you think. But the one that really sums up Belly's experience this summer is, I'd known Conrad since I was 10, but it was this summer I saw him. That shift in perception is everything.
It really is. Now, the sources also mention some potential criticisms, which is fair. Some might find it a bit slow if they want lots of action, since it's very internal, very character-focused. And yeah, the love triangle setup has familiar elements, maybe overdone for some readers. What about the point that older readers might find Belly's choices frustrating, her impulsiveness?
That's interesting. I can see why, maybe from an adult view, you'd want her to be more logical. But isn't that part of being 15 and in the middle of your first real emotional storm? I actually think her messiness, her sometimes frustrating choices, make her feel more real. First love isn't neat, and that's where Ginny Hahn's writing shines, I think. It's described as emotional, poetic, really rooted in those small, everyday moments that feel huge when you're a teenager. It captures the awkwardness, the longing so well.
I agree. That authenticity is key. Han doesn't smooth over the rough edges of being young and confused. And that's probably why it sticks with people. It taps into those memories of intense first feelings, the confusion of growing up, all wrapped in that warm, slightly sad summer glow.
So, wrapping up our deep dive on The Summer I Turned Pretty, it's pretty clear why this book has such staying power. It's tender, it's intimate, it really explores girlhood, change, first love, with a lot of emotional honesty.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just turning pretty. It's about becoming yourself and learning that sometimes love and loss and figuring out who you are, they all arrive together. It's a beautiful, messy snapshot of growing up.
Jenny Han really captures that timeless feeling, doesn't she? That bittersweet ache of being young, unsure, navigating those huge emotions for the first time. If you've ever, I don't know, fallen in love under fireworks or felt kind of invisible even in your own life, reading this book or even just diving into it with us might feel a bit like coming home. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive. Maybe take a moment to think about your own summer of change.